Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another weekly check-in. So we are going to talk weigh-in. Last week's was not that great. I'm just going to do them every week. I feel like last week would have been one that I normally would have been like, you know what, I can't get on camera because I'm so, upset. But I did it, you guys. And you didn't see a video today, which is Friday, from yesterday. I was in such a bad mood yesterday, you guys. I actually been in a bad mood all week. And I was thinking, okay, is it from like the weigh-in? And no, I think it's just hormonal. My cycle ended yesterday. 9 days of a cycle I was not supposed to have is very frustrating. Tis the season, right? Tis the season of perimenopause. And I feel like sometimes I'm tired of even talking about that, but it's my reality. So I have to talk about that. So we had that 4-pound gain last week, which came, like I said, 2 things happened last week, the 4-pound gain and my period starting 3 weeks early, 19 days early, something like that. So it was very frustrating, and it just now, actually, so now it's been 7 days, well, 8 days, I guess, if you count Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's like, today is like, I can tell it's going to end today. So it's been 8 days, which is four days longer than my normal cycle has been lately. So it's over. Got on the scale this morning, and I have lost 3 of the 4 pounds. So I'm still up a pound from last week. We're up a pound from, I guess, from the week before last, from 2 weeks ago. So that's good. That's good. But I've kind of had a struggling week. I've been struggling mostly with my moods, not with like food. And actually it's just been the opposite. I have not really eaten much. I have had zero interest in eating. I've just been kind of moody and just a little bit down. And I don't know really what's been causing it, besides maybe it's just kind of like this like peak of all this stress between like with the animals and then my husband. And like right now at this moment, one of my dogs is at the vet having his surgery. He has something in his mouth that they're removing, and then he has a couple teeth that have to come out because they're causing some really dangerous infections. And then he has a couple of sinuses that need to be fixed, I guess. So like where teeth have fallen out, they have to go in and repair those sinuses. We have not heard anything. We've dropped him off at 7:30 this morning, of course, or at 7 o'clock this morning. But everybody drops off at 7 for like surgery day for like this kind of stuff, and then they do several throughout the day. So it's just possible I kind of keep telling myself, no news is good news, right? Because if something would have happened, they would have called us right away. So I'm just not going to try to worry about it. I've been moody all week, and it's been today I've been really telling myself I've got to get out of this mood. I've got to get out of this mood this week. I have not even been able to read because I've been so moody. Just even reading, I can't even escape into that, which is what normally will work. So yesterday I did film, but it was so negative. There was no way I was going to post it because I even though it's real life and it's, how I was feeling in the moment, I don't want to put that out there because there was no, nothing could have come out of it. Even if like somebody was like, I know how you feel. Because if it was just like one mention of like, I am in such a bad mood, like I'm like saying right now, and then move on. But it was like 20 minutes of a rant. Just no reason for it. So I just made the decision not to edit and post it. And the other thing I did talk about yesterday, which I'll talk about right now, was my blood test results. So I had to go get my blood drawn yesterday morning. That was probably another reason why I was tired, as I had to be there at 6:15 to get that done. So I did that, and I am so frustrated. You guys, I know this is like a repeat of last Friday. I am so frustrated with my results. Again, I know part of it's perimenopause. My doctor has warned me about this, and they've already actually called, even though it's weird because they know I have an appointment next Thursday. Well, his medical assistant may not even realized it because she called with his notes and stuff. So he may not even realize I'm coming in next Thursday. But so I've already talked to them, and he said in his notes, more than likely the results of my blood tests have some to do with perimenopause. And because he's been telling me this. But you guys, I just had my blood work done in March. And so I'm talking cholesterol. My iron, good positive thing, my iron looks good. My iron looks good, and my kidneys, my liver, all of that stuff looks great. But my cholesterol is worse than it has been ever in my history of what I can see in my labs, like back to 2019, I think. I have never had this bad of cholesterol. And last October, it wasn't great. I think it was October. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was, because I think I got my stuff done yesterday, and I think the last time I got it done was October 24th of 2024, 23rd, 24th. And it wasn't great. And when I saw him in November, he had, we had talked about it, but when he had told me, he's like, this is what happens, to women. Cholesterol is very much affected by menopause, but you can make it better. You just have to work harder at it. So I did. You guys know, I committed to the fiber. I was really trying to make sure I was exercising. The one thing that I have trouble controlling is my stress. And stress management, he said, is huge when it comes to my cholesterol. And he didn't mention that in his notes when she read it back. She's like, ask her if she's been under stress. And so I told the medical assistant, I'm like, well, I'm seeing him next Thursday, so I'll kind of talk about that kind of stuff when I go in. And she said that was fine. But I had my labs done March 20th, I believe, just this last March, so 6 months ago. My cholesterol was the best that it's ever been. The best. And it's because I was really working at it, as you guys know. I was really working at it, and that's when the weight loss was happening, and then it came to a stall. And I was thinking, what has happened? Besides I can't eat certain things. I've been having to switch to more of the frozen processed chicken and stuff. And the reason for that is because I am having trouble eating chicken breast. I can eat it when it's already cooked and frozen, so the real good chicken strips and chicken nuggets and stuff and all of that. Now right now I'm eating some of the diced chicken, blackened chicken breast. It's technically processed, but I have 3 bags of it, and I am going to use that. I can't waste it. So, but after that I go through these 3 bags, I'm not going to buy any more of the processed frozen chicken for now. I think I need to focus on real whole foods. So let me tell you what my results were. My total cholesterol was 201. I'm gonna check real quick. 201, which 200 is the max, but I will tell you, let me tell you what my trends are. This is the highest I've ever had it at any time I can look back on my cholesterol. But back in March of 2025, so March 25th, I was around March 25th, it was 166. And I thought I had it done in October, but I didn't. So it was in March of 2024 that it was kind of high. It was 186. And that's when we had the discussion, I guess. He normally does it once a year, but this time I asked them to run it because I was curious. So I'm glad I did, because this is going to kick me in the butt, right? Just make me kick me in the butt, got high gear. So 201. Your cholesterol is very much impacted though by diet, exercise, and stress management and hormonal stuff, which I have all that stuff going on. My triglycerides were good. They were 69. They don't want to see anything higher than 160, but the lower the better, of course, on those. My HDL cholesterol, which is the good cholesterol, was 58, which they do like to see at 60 or higher. So mine is definitely good. I really have not ever had HDL issues. Let me look here. Yeah, it was the best that it ever was back in April of 2022, and in November of 2021, which was ironically when I was on keto, but I can't go down that lane. The LDL cholesterol. So that's your bad cholesterol. That was at 129. I've never had it that high. Again, this is the highest it's ever been. In March of 2025 was my best. Again, so 6 months ago. This shows how quickly your cholesterol can go up and down. 6 months ago, it was 95. That was the best number, I believe. Let me look and yeah, that was the best number that I'd ever had. The only time it was even close to this high was, again, when I was on keto. It was like 112. But in March, 6 months ago, wait, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, 6 months ago, it was 95, which is still, I would love it to be a little bit lower, but it was still at least in the normal range. And it's just very frustrating to me that in 6 months, this has been happening. Now my VLDL, which is your very bad cholesterol, is fine. It's 13, which they say the normal range is 6 to 32. And my LDL to HDL ratio is good because my HDL is so good. So that one is good. So what this told me essentially was, one, I need to get back to taking my supplements. I do think my moods, this kind of stuff, I need to get back to taking that estrogen that I was taking before, that my doctor recommended. It's like over the counter menopause type supplement that people will take instead of doing like hormone replacement therapy. So, and I was doing really good on that. I need to just go back. It was just laziness that I stopped taking it, along with my other supplements. So I did find the documents, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not in my other video. I did find the PDF that my dietitian, the one I was seeing before my insurance stopped paying for it, she sent me these documents on supplements, and so I found those. I think I already mentioned this in another video, so I won't go into the story again, but I do have them. So I'm gonna do my supplement video this weekend. And so that's one thing, but then also changing my diet up a little bit. I need to add more fiber to my diet, because you guys know I was focusing on that at the beginning of this year, and look what happened in March. It was great. So I need to go back to focusing on fiber. I need to go back to just focusing on a really whole range of foods. I have not been eating my fruits and vegetables very well. I've not been eating like leafy greens. I have not been eating a lot of whole grains, the fiber. So I need, and I've been eating a lot of like processed stuff. So like the processed frozen chicken and things like that. So I need to go back, and now I know I can eat chicken thighs. So we're gonna be good there. And like I said, I need to use up these 3 bags of blackened chicken that I have in my freezer. But I feel like that's not bad, because it's not like breaded like the real good chicken is. So yeah, we're just gonna do that. I wanna go back to maybe drinking some green smoothies. I just think I need to just really focus on those things, and we'll see if something happens with the scale. Thank you to those of you who have given me a little bit of advice on the creatine. I've only taken it that one day. I never took it, but I have to be honest, I did my strength training workouts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Did not do it yesterday because I had to be at the lab at 6:15. Didn't do it today because like I said, I was in a mood yesterday and today. So did not do it on those days either. I did do it 3 days this week, but yesterday, I'll tell you what. No, today. It was today. Yesterday and today, actually, I was so sore. Yesterday, I was probably more sore than any other day. And so I have had quite a few people reach out about the creatine. I was actually talking to someone over on Instagram who had messaged me, and we are going back and forth, and she was just saying that she takes it and it really helps with the muscle recovery, because that's the thing that kind of turns me off of it, is I get so sore where I could barely move and even lift my arms. It was so bad, but it felt good in a way, you know what I mean, because I knew I was sore because I was doing something, so I just need to get back on track with that and just, finish out the month strong with that strength training. And these kind of lab results really always help me quite a bit. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, you guys. I'm going to really base my meal plan this week around kind of things to lower my cholesterol. Nuts, I have not eaten nuts in a long time. Walnuts and almonds are really good for lowering your cholesterol. I think I'm gonna grab walnuts because the last time I had almonds, again, it just was not tasting right to me. This menopause taste thingy is driving me crazy. But I think I'm gonna grab some walnuts and I can put them in chia pudding because I think I plan on making some chia pudding or maybe some overnight oats. And I think I'm gonna do overnight oats because I've actually been kind of liking those. And then throwing some walnuts on top. Blueberries, I've not really had blueberries in a while because I have not been looking good in the store, but I can buy frozen. Like, what the heck am I even thinking? I need to buy some frozen berries. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We are going to, because yes, I mean, and I did do some research on like, even though my doctor had said so, but on like hormones and cholesterol. And this is what they said happens. It says during perimenopause, your estrogen levels start going up, down, all over the place. That can either raise your HDL, no, it can lower your HDL because that's the bad thing. Yes, it can raise your LDL, lower your HDL, and it actually can make your triglycerides go up, which it has not done with mine. But anyway, so bottom line is I am going to see what happens. I'm going to take the rest of this month. Well, no, I just need to change it forever, but I'm really going to focus on it very heavily the last few weeks of this month and see what happens with that. But anyway, at least I got 3 of those 4 pounds that I gained off this week. I am just going to try to get in a better mindset, trying to be in a better mood. I can do it. I'm going to make myself do it. I can do it. So anyway, hope you guys are having a fabulous day. And I promise next week, you guys, I'm going to be in a better mood. I'm going to take some of those supplements and I'm just going to turn it around and we're going to get in a better mood. And hopefully I can make myself do that. And I will give you guys some updates. So hopefully we hear about my dog here soon. And I'll give you some updates on that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.